Welcome back to the program. Countries around the world are stepping up testing and rolling out fresh restrictions to limit the spread of the new Omicron COVID variant. Today, more cases have been reported in the EU, and the Netherlands has said it had detected the presence of 2 Omicron cases in the country before they were reported in South Africa. Early evidence suggests Omicron is more infectious, but scientists say it will take about 3 weeks to get a clear picture. Vaccine manufacturers are looking into tweaking their jabs to tackle the new strain. But the chief executive of Moderna has warned that existing COVID vaccines are unlikely to be as effective. Worldwide, there are now more than 200 known cases. The EU's public health agency says 42 cases have been found in 10 member states. But how good is detection worldwide? Well, in India, where they have just extended containment measures until the end of the year because of the variant, the government has announced it will be sending all positive COVID-19 tests for genome sequencing. Well, on this program, we'll have all the latest developments, but first to the UK, where measures to limit the spread of Omicron have come into force. Ralph Ringes is a professor for epidemiology and public health surveillance at Hamburg University. He joins me now live from Berlin. Thank you very much for joining us here on the program, Professor. So we're hearing that the Netherlands say they found some cases before the South African scientists discovered it there. Is this some kind of global failure, keeping a tab on these different variants that emerge?
I wouldn't call it a global failure because it's a combination of factors which make the situation relevant. If you have single cases without any further spread, it's not going to be a major news because we all know that this virus has a tendency to mutate quite frequently.
So we have had, as you say, other mutations. It's just with this particular one, there's a discovery that it's far more infectious.
Yes, this is a combination of the virological information and the epidemiological information. As we can see in South Africa, the numbers of new cases are dramatically increasing. So therefore, the signal was well picked up by the South African colleagues.
And Professor, does this mean, because we've seen this variant picked up in other parts of the world, as far as Australia and here in Europe, and of course in African states as well, that it has spread, we're just still getting our head around the extent of it?
Yes, obviously. I mean, we see now cases from various parts of the world. So as we see, the human society is a global village, and viruses can spread rather quickly all over the world.
And so the measures that some countries are putting in place, would you say that they're the right measures until we have a better idea?
At the moment, we need to win time, actually, to better understand the whole situation, like how dangerous is this new pathogen, this new virus, and therefore all measures which stop the spread or slow down the spread, at least at this point of time, are very welcome.
And if governments like the UK are clamping down quite quickly and trying to introduce new measures, does that mean that they have a better idea of just how infectious it is and how dangerous it has the potential of being?
I think at this point in time we don't know enough, but we need to take it very seriously. So therefore, to take all precautions which are possible better to be taken at this point in time.
And, we're looking at different ways in which you measure the dangers of it. And is that a combination of hospitalizations and how quickly the R rate that we were looking at in the early days of the pandemic are moving, as well as the number of infections that are coming through, say, PCR tests?
Absolutely. The R value gives us an indication how well it spreads. Obviously, that's what we have learned so far. It spreads pretty good and very effectively. But it also remains to be seen how in different societies and different populations the impact on society and on public health will be. So therefore, we better go for the take it serious now, but we still have quite a bit to learn.
Yeah, and as you say, while we are still learning about this particular variant, is it then worrying for you that the likes of Moderna are coming out and saying, look, we just don't know if our vaccines are going to work and protect people against this variant?
Of course, it's concerning on the one hand side, but I am to be really worried. I think it's a bit too early. So we better try, especially as Europe at the moment is in a not in a very good situation in general, with so many cases all around, spreading all around. So we better try to limit the spread of the virus in general, and see how effective and how dangerous the clinical outcome of the new variant is going to be for further action.
Professor, thank you so much for joining us here on the program.
You're most welcome.
Now let's just take